In the evening, I'm Stephanie Bertini. Thank you so much for being here. This is when we bring you into our Fox 5 newsroom behind the scenes. You have a very active working newsroom here. Now, the dayside team, that's what we call them in news, they've left for the day, but our nightside team is out and working, including our Kendall Green, who's on an adorable assignment, an important assignment. Kendall's in Brooklyn. We're going to bring him in. He's reporting today on some Little League footballers to try to raise some money, Kendall.
Yeah. Hey, good evening, Stephen. They're getting it in. It's the Mo Better Jaguars of Brownsville, Brooklyn. 4 championships within the last 20 years, and they're going to try to claim another one this weekend in Charlotte, North Carolina. They're actually about to get to run some sprints. One of the coaches told us the reason they compete so well is because they're well conditioned, and these sprints that you're going to see in a little bit are what's part of that. But I'm going to be joined now by Coach Keith Lackerson, your head coach. Y'all are heading down to North Carolina to claim another championship.
Yes,
that's not easy in football, but it's also not easy in funding either. What does it normally take for each kid to get out there?
For each kid, due to Pop Warner, it's about $1,500 per child. Wow. That's room and board kind of lodging. So looking for any help, anything possible, anybody can donate. For sure. And you said there was a website or an app where you guys can actually pitch in if they want to. Yes, we have the Snap and Donate app. If you can click the link, and anything helps. $20, $100, $5, it all adds up. It's for the children, so
100%. And you've been coaching them all this time, man, and there's always a formula for success, whether it's in coaching, whether it's in business, whatever the case is. What's been your formula here for these young men?
Teaching. Taking it serious, and I know that they are young men, but we have to try our best to be stern with them and not treat them like little kids. Yeah. So that, for me, that was my biggest formula, to maybe include some high school techniques, some college techniques to the kids, because they're smart enough to grasp it just as fast, and it helped a lot.
Yeah, for sure. And it's intense. It's kind of cold out here, man. The temps, I know Nick Gregory's been talking about how cold it was going to get, but it seems like it's not phasing them at all, and it's going to be definitely, I'm sure, warmer in North Carolina. But it's prep. It's part for the core.
Yes, sir. It should be easier. It's definitely going to be warmer, but not as warm as it should be, as we would like it to be. But this being out here right now, by the time we get out there, it's only going to help us.
I got you. And sometimes when you're teaching young folks, you tend to learn from them.
Yes.
Have you learned anything special, like in your coaching journey, while coaching them as well?
Something new every day, actually. Yeah. From the music to the style to the terminology, it's all new, and it helps, and it's fun. It's a part of the process, and I love it.
Yeah, and what's your message to them every day? I mean, getting out here, working hard, of course, I know that's core of it, but what's your message to them as they go and chase this championship? People aren't doing this. 4 championships in 20 years.
Yeah, I mean, it's good when we start the season. This field is full of teams, and now we're the only team out here. So my message normally to them is to stay locked in. Stay locked in, eye on the prize, keep the main thing. Always, yes, sir.
And if I could have Jimmy show what they're doing here, this is part of it. Those sprints, the conditioning, just keeping them in shape, making sure they outwork their opponents. How do you keep them motivated to stay engaged at this late in the year?
Well, I do a lot of motivational speaking, finding things to keep them locked in, to keep them competitive, because when you are winning a lot, you kind of lose it a little bit. So I keep something, newspaper material to keep them locked in. Yes, sir.
When was the last time y'all lost? It's been a while.
It's been a while, especially within our league. It's been a little over 2 years now, so within the league, so it's tough.
And hopefully no time soon. And you guys have a coaching staff. I've seen at least 4 or 5 men out here dedicated right alongside you. How key are they to making sure y'all stay successful?
No, super grateful for them, and I think they deserve just as much credit as the kids, because we do volunteer to do this. It is free, and if you ask the kids, they thought this was our full-time job. Yeah. We're locked in with them almost 6 days a week. So, shout out to all of the coaches who come and volunteer their time to give to the kids.
Yeah, it's a full-time job, so that you're going to need some full-time support from the community. So if you guys are watching this and y'all want to help pitch in, where they can go one more time, share that with me.
Mo Better Jaguars, Snap and Donate. There's a link. We'll share the link for you guys, and please, we're grateful for anything that anyone can give.
100%, man. Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much.
Thank
coach.
you so much.
Well, Steph, man, they having a good time out here. I mean, I feel like I want to get out here, run some drills, get it going.
Well, that
But,
keep you warm if you join them, Kendall. If you join them, you can keep warm, right? Because it looks cold out there.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to stay warm and maybe get in a couple sprints and everything. I know it'll be really fun. And I know, you got Zane. I know he'll probably be interested in getting down with this as well.
I was gonna say, tell the coach I'm gonna send him Zane for some of that discipline. Although, as a mom now, I'm wondering. I'm looking at the time. When are they done? Because they gotta go to bed. They got school tomorrow. It's already 7:07.
Well, they don't have school tomorrow. They're taking the trip around 4:30 in the morning to North Carolina to do this. So they're gonna be ready to take that trip down. For that next title championship run. So they're going to be practicing for the next, I think, 15 minutes or so, and then they'll have a huddle and then get ready for this big trip.
So that coach does not play games. He has them out there, and now they're going to do like basically an early morning overnight trip. So they're busy.
It's that grit. It's that New York grit. That's where they get it from right here. You hear this coach going off? That's where
I can hear it. I can hear it. That looks really intense. So we have some future NFL players out there for sure, Kendall. At least one or two, I think.
100%. They need that support to keep going. You know what I mean?
Kendall Green, you got a good assignment today. Of all the things you could be on, that's a good one, an inspiring one, a fun one. And again, to anyone watching or listening, if you can help the team, this is all about these kids achieving their dreams and, being empowered to do this. Right, Kendall?
Absolutely. Best assignment, best group of kids, best coaches. You got it.
Kendall Green, thank you so much. I'll let you get to work because I know you got to file for 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Thank you, Steph.
So that was our Kendall Green reporting on this youth football team. They have a great winning streak, track of excellence. We heard from the coach. They're looking to raise some funds as they're going to be competing and leaving the state. So our Kendall Green is able to do that assignment. If you're interested in learning more about the team, maybe helping out or watching some of Kendall's reporting, you can definitely watch our broadcast 10 o'clock tonight, Fox 5 News. And of course, on our digital platform, on our website, we'll have a link to that story, as we do to all of the major stories we cover here on Newsroom Live. We cover local, national, international headlines. Some big ones today. Luigi Mangione back in court. It is pre-trial day 3. We had our Michelle Ross in the courtroom today. Lisa Evers outside of the courtroom. So what they're doing over the last couple days is really looking at key pieces of evidence. This is crucial to the pretrial moments, but I'll tell you, even more important when you're dealing with this type of high-profile case. I was in the courtroom earlier this week, and you heard the defense and prosecutors going back and forth about pieces of evidence. Basically, those defending Mangione were saying earlier this week that certain evidence, specifically video, body cam video, should not be shown to the media, or should there was some consideration whether it should be in the trial. So we're at a point where we're following this back and forth, but of course this is going to be extremely important information, background information, as we get into that coverage of the trial, which of course we'll be covering as we do with all big cases. Today there's a news peg, as we call it in the news world. 1 year since that United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson was gunned down. It was in an apparent targeted attack. Luigi Mangione accused in the killing now, and his lawyers have been fighting to get key pieces of evidence thrown out. And it's because they're basically saying, when it comes to certain pieces of evidence, did police specifically in Pennsylvania have a search warrant to get their hands on some key pieces of evidence? That was something that came out earlier this week. But another factor is with such a high profile case, they're wondering if this would give Mangione a fair trial. Something that's come out over the the last 3 days is, you know, there's key pieces of video when it comes to that body cam video that the arresting officers, because, you know, the killing happened, there was a manhunt days long. Mangione was picked up at a McDonald's in Pennsylvania, and the arresting officers, that body cam video, one of the officers was on the stand earlier this week, and we're continuing to look at that evidence. And so the idea is, with such a high profile case, if you give that video to the media, the defense said specifically earlier this week, does that ensure a fair trial? Because if the jurors know, of course, everyone, you know, has their process in court, innocent till proven guilty. So if the jurors know that video has been around and have discussions about the video been around, could that affect the trial for Mangione? Now, the judge made a decision that the video evidence will be sealed in pretrial, but then the media can petition for it to be unsealed. That came out earlier this week. Today, notes from Michelle Ross, who was in court. We were shown very repetitive body-worn camera footage. It was already shown on Tuesday, and that's when I was in court. You're looking at file video of Luigi Mangione. Of course, we've been covering this for basically a year now, as the one-year anniversary of the killing is reached today. Mangione's lawyers trying to show that if cops truly believed that he had the shooter, that they had the shooter rather, they should have arrested him right away. Instead, it took 19 minutes to read those Miranda rights. Now, police said, one of the officers said on the stand on Tuesday, as soon as I saw his face, I knew it was him. That officer actually saying that the officer said, an avid Fox watcher, and he had said, I'd seen so much surveillance and images on Fox News that I was able to recognize him. But nevertheless, the police said, look, we had to go through a process. I'm paraphrasing here. So now there's the back and forth over, you know, did they follow protocol specifically with pertaining to an arrest warrant? Should they have done things the way they did? And, you know, you're going to see this all the time in the court of law. The defense has its job, the prosecution has its job, and I can tell you, experience covering high profile cases, this is only pretrial. We're going to be covering this thing piece by piece because there's a lot of public interest in this story. Chatting with our Lisa Evers, who's been outside the courtroom. When I was there on Tuesday for our coverage, you know, we did a live shot for television and our digital platforms, and, you know, we kind of talked about the fact that Luigi Mangione has really become a sensation. Some people really supporting him, young women even pledging their love for him, so to speak. And Lisa and I were talking about how there's so much high interest trending on social media, in public discourse, truly an international story. So again, day 3 of pre-trial, we were there today. We're going to keep following this story and its developments. 7:15, I'm Stephanie Bertini. This is Newsroom Live. We're going to take a quick break. Much more when we come back. New York City and the Tri-State. This is Newsroom Live. I'm Stephanie Bertini. It's Thursday evening, 7/17. First week of December. Thanks for being with us. So tomorrow's December 5th. And for those of you who watched season 1 of Owning Manhattan on Netflix, season 2 dropping tomorrow. And there's an emerging star that you're all going to see tomorrow. And as the season unfolds, Peter Zaitsev, he's going to be joining me right now live for an interview. Peter is a licensed real estate salesperson, knowing very much about those pricey places to buy in New York City, but a thing or two in general about the market. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
So, Peter, you got to tell me, first of all, are you excited? Because I know you've had some pre-screening.
Yeah, I'm super excited. We got an opportunity to see the first episode the other night, and I think this is the first season I'm on. Obviously, I wasn't on season 1, but it is like fast-paced. There's a lot of real estate. We do deals in almost all of the episodes. So I think viewers are going to get a chance to see what goes into doing real estate at such a high level on the show.
Yeah, I got to imagine that's a remarkable opportunity for you. I mean, why wouldn't you want to do that? I mean, being a salesperson, it's like right back in the day, a business card was enough, but this is great for you. But the stuff that you're going to be talking about, I think a lot of people really interested in season 1, it really caught attention because you have the people that, they're watching, I guess, because they're interested in real estate. But I think on a larger level, it's sort of that, unattainable, the star quality of it, I mean, because we're talking about very pricey pieces of real estate, right?
Yeah, for the most part, they are, but we also do I personally do transactions for rentals, all the way up to a $60 million deal that I did last year. So we do it all, but it's certainly a lot of high-end real estate, and getting to see the ins and outs of that is really, really fascinating on the show. And I think that's something that I hopefully will bring to the table because I have 15 years of experience at doing luxury real estate sales in Manhattan.
So 15 years filled with moments of joy, popping the champagne when they get their spot, and a lot of complaining, I'm sure. You've probably seen clients across the gamut, including those like me 3.5 years ago, who moved to New York and they're like, I didn't expect this.
Right. Yeah, of course. And I think for me, the most fascinating thing of everything is the people aspect of it. I often tell my clients, this is 50% analytic and it's 50% emotional. So that emotional part is what makes real estate for me so fun and interacting with the people.
It is because, I mean, we're talking about people purchasing their homes. Yeah, it's a monetary transaction, but it's also the place where you have to envision when you're buying, and I've gone through this process, I mean, making memories, raising children. I mean, possibly this is going to be the place where it all ends. You know what I mean? It's a big deal. And I think New York real estate, like everything else in New York, correct me if I'm wrong, in general, competitive. We want you to tap in the where are we now with the market?
Yeah, so it's super duper competitive. And this year we are on track now to be the second best year since 2006. The only other year that was higher than that was 2021, which was right after COVID. So the numbers this year are astronomical. And that you'll get to see on the show as well. And what that does is it makes it more and more competitive between agents and brokers trying to get listings that will sell or that they can sell. So yeah, very, very competitive.
Since I have you here, I want to pick your brain because rent in general, it's a huge topic, especially coming off of the mayoral election with Mayor-elect Mandani coming in. That was a central part of his platform. I'm sure you followed that because, it's integral to your industry, to what you do as a professional. Help us break this down for people, especially those newcomers to New York, especially Manhattan, a lot of transplants. Why is it that real estate is so expensive, even when it comes to renting? Is it just like a lot of people?
I've never seen the city this busy, right? You can't get into any restaurants everybody is now back to work. You go to Midtown at 7 a.m., you see everybody getting off the train. The city is never, I've been here for the majority of my life. I've never seen the city this busy, and more people want to live here. So there's such a demand for housing, and that is why rents have continued to go up and up and up. It's become less affordable, and the entry level has become higher.
You know, there's a couple factors, and I'm sure you're discussing this with people that A, have the means to buy or are looking to rent, especially when relocating. I found that too when I relocated here from South Florida. I was shocked at what I was getting for my money, you know, when you make the comparison. But you know, the idea of, do I have that city experience? So many people want a piece of New York City. Us New Yorkers know the highs and the lows, right? But we still love it. So that idea of, do I want to be in the city, or do I maybe want to go to a borough, go farther out, and then there's those, you know, the exodus to New Jersey. So it's going to involve that commuting. But it's going to give me maybe, you know, a little more bang for my buck, maybe a nicer place. So when you're advising people, let's give people some news they can use here on Newsroom Live. What factors do you think people should consider when deciding where to live in New York City, and by extension of that within the Tri-State?
Well, certainly, like most of my business is in Manhattan, so I'm mostly advising people within Manhattan. And then it comes down to where they can afford. You know, there are super desirable neighborhoods such as Tribeca, West Village, but not everybody can afford to live there. So then you're looking in East Village, you're looking in Murray Hill, Flatiron. You might go to the Upper East Side, Upper West Side. So it really comes down to what the individual client can afford, and then you're going to advise them where within that neighborhood they should look. Because if you know anything about this city, one block to another block changes exponentially. And so being like having the experience that I do, I'm able to tell people this from that, the block from the block.
That's interesting, because actually I noted that when shopping around for a real estate agent first coming here, it's like their specialty, right? So like you talk to real estate, like I looked in the boroughs, like I only deal with Queens, or I only deal with the, so I guess it has to do also geographically, we're so big. So there's kind of like that idea. So what's your pitch when they're like, do you think I should go to another borough? You're like, no, stay in the Manhattan we love. I'm going to help you.
Well, I do stuff in Brooklyn too. If you can be in Manhattan, then I advise to stay in Manhattan. I love Manhattan. I've always been here. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. You know the saying. And it's just a vibrant, beautiful place. And that goes for the boroughs as well. But the city's just so dynamic. And I don't advise people to move out to the suburbs, if that's what you're asking too.
You know, it's so interesting that you bring up that phrase, that timeless phrase, if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. Because I remember shortly after moving here, you know, walking the city blocks on the way to the station, we're on the Upper East Side, as you probably know, thinking, wow, this is the dream as I'm walking. Soon I learned this is exactly why there's the walking shoes and the heels. Now I just keep them at the station. I'm a full-out New Yorker now. So look, we're excited to see you featured tomorrow. So you mentioned that you've been here most of your life. I'm assuming you have family here. Are they excited for you to be?
I have 2 kids. One's in the other room. One's out to dinner right now. So you know, I get them out for the interview. But yeah, family here. My kids are in school here. And again, like, as long as I can afford to stay in New York, and it is difficult, you know, because affordability is a big thing. I go downstairs, I grab coffee, it's $8 or $9, right? So all of these things make it more and more difficult to be here. Then you have kids, they go to school.
The schools,
It's difficult.
It is.
It's not an easy place to live, but I would not want to live anywhere else in the world besides New York.
So the kids are, I'm sure, excited to see Dad featured on this hit Netflix show, the season 2. So tomorrow I'll be looking for you.
You're okay, good.
And
Yeah,
I'm
my
sure.
little one is like so excited. He's like, when's it come out? When's it come out? We're binge watching it tomorrow.
I'm so excited for you, for them.
Yeah.
Congratulations. I mean, this is a stepping stone in your career for sure. It's high profile, but I
Yeah.
will be looking out for you. And this is what I think, knowing the city now, because I've been here for a while. You're not going to have
Yeah.
any problems getting a table because soon enough, everyone's going to recognize you because a lot of people watch the show.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for being
We'll
with
see.
us,
We'll see.
Peter. Appreciate
Yeah.
it so much.
All right. Cheers.
All
Thank you,
right.
guys.
Have a good one.
All right. Bye.
This is Newsroom Live, 727. I'm Stephanie Bertini. Let's take a break, and I'll be back in a few. Live 729. I'm Stephanie Bertini, and one of my favorite topics, one of my favorite times of the season. I'm talking shopping, holiday shopping. So we're off Black Friday, we're off Cyber Monday, and now we're thinking about, the presents we gotta buy, the gifts we gotta buy, holiday season, maybe decorations, maybe some outfits. My shopping goes like this: one for me, one for you, and I have a son, so two for him, one for mommy, and then for everyone else. So we've been talking a lot about AI and shopping intersecting. Bobby Cosal created some technology, some AI technology that can help us curate what we're buying, looking for deals and looking for that perfect gift. I want to bring him in because I'm really excited. And I think we have a demo video here so we can see how this works. And I'm going to download this app as soon as we're done. So give us your pitch.
All right. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it. And good to meet everyone. So let's talk shopping. Let's talk dupe.com. That is the breakthrough breakout tool. When we go shopping online in person, there's always this like nagging question in the back of our heads. Am I getting ripped off? Dupe is the anti-consumer rip-off tool, all right? It is designed to help you search millions, tens of millions of products, look at live prices of the same or similar items, and make a purchase decision in the moment based on that data. It uses AI. AI is like very good at a few things. One of the things it's just amazing at is taking millions of data points, compiling it, making sense of it within 1 or 2 seconds, and then giving you a bunch of results tailored to you.
We're playing the video of the demo here. There's some music in the background, catchy, I like it. So we're looking at this live right now on Newsroom Live, how to use dupe. So you can put in a description, it's gonna curate best prices, but also like, maybe not blue jeans, black jeans, green jeans. Oh, there we go. So I'm watching this live. It seems like this is breakthrough. And you know what I love about this? So much talk about AI, especially like in the media world. AI is taking my job, Bobby, apparently. But apparently it's going to make shopping.
Mine too. Mine too.
But it's going to make shopping easier. So this is a really useful way to use technology to kind of save time. And then you said that extra layer of guarantee that, you know, this is the best deal, the best price, especially in this economy. That's a concern because, you know, people are buying gifts, as you know, but, you know, how far can I stretch the dollar? We're talking middle class people that, you know, it's just things have gotten more expensive. So how can I make the holidays happen in the same way, but maybe to make sure I'm saving money, right?
Can I tell you a little secret here?
Yeah.
Is it's often, you're right, middle class people, but you know some of the top users of dupe.com are wealthy people.
That's why they're wealthy.
Yes.
No, I'm joking.
They are the most frugal people, and they know that a lot of these products that they're seeing online are made in the same factories. It's just brands slapping logos on them. It's all the same stuff, and they're all selling it for different prices, and they're smart to that, and so they use dupe.
Right.
You know, let me tell you another way you can use dupe. This is my favorite way to use it.
Yeah.
To copy and paste any URL, product URL into dupe.com, and it'll just like magically generate a landing page of the same or similar items across the internet tailored to you. And then you could talk to it. You could say, ooh, these boots are black, or this leather jacket is, you know, is black. I want it in brown. I want it to pair nicely with jeans. I want it in large. I want it to be under $200. And it's doing all the work for you. It's like having an insane mega super shopping agent in your pocket at all times.
So I mentioned this to you in our pre-interview. We had a little chat about this today. I was interested in this story because aside from, you know, my decades of experience as a journalist and working on TV and digital platforms, I'm like a part-time professional shopper. So sometimes I walk on Fifth and I look at the beautiful things that one day I will be able to buy. But you're saying like I could see something in a storefront of a high-end boutique, take a photo of it, put it in there, or find it online, maybe more so, find that image, find that link, put it in, and Dupe is going to show me how to dupe it.
It's going to show you how to do it. So basically, it's duping a look, right? I just did a meeting. I just did a meeting with an investor who was wearing the sickest Issey Miyake pants, and I was like, "Man, where'd you get those Issey Miyake?" Okay, can't afford it. Way too expensive. Way out of my league. But I took a photo of it, and I found I would say almost exactly the same thing for 90% less. This is not crazy. Now, it's not going to have the Issey Miyake logo, but you're getting the look. You're duping the look. That's what the new generation wants. That's what dupe lets you do.
Well, they got to make it Instagrammable, or like even Instagram makes me sound like an elder millennial. That's like a term apparently. It's like Instagram is already an outdated platform. But the idea is that you can have the look, that you can find the product. And sometimes, you know, this happens to me too, especially like in Manhattan, you're going where you can walk in neighborhoods. So maybe you want something specific, but you go to, you know, the local location of whatever store, they don't have it there. You could kind of find like where it is.
That's it. Take a photo of it, put it up. We'll find it in another store for you.
I love that.
I think it's like we are going into this a shopping season where brandless is a thing. What people want, you nailed it. People want the look. The other thing I like to do, take screenshots of people's outfits on Instagram, upload it to Dupe. It'll find those outfits for me. I mean, there's all sorts of things. Yes, there's all sorts of things you can do with AI now.
Bobby, you're changing lives.
I know. But by the way, we launched it on the App Store 2 weeks ago. We went #1 in the entire App Store within like 1 or 2 hours. It was crazy, the amount of demand.
So you got to explain to me the behind the scenes of, you know, putting something like this together, creating it, the brainstorm. I mean, this is an entrepreneurial task for you for sure. Where'd you get the idea? Can you share that with us?
Absolutely. So I will say, I bought a piece of furniture and I felt like I did get scammed on the price because I found that exact same piece of furniture. This was in late 2023. I found that exact same piece of furniture for 40 or 50% less at a competitor brand. And that really peeved me. And that's when I learned about white labeling, and I realized the more I researched, it turns out 70 to 75% of the stuff we look at online is all white labeled, which means one or those factories, they're making it and selling it to different brands who are
Yeah.
then slapping their logo and prices on it. And consumers are none the wiser. We fall for it every single time because we act on impulse. We don't do the research. We don't price shop because it's FOMO, right? Like you don't want to lose the deal, so you go buy it. And what Dupe does is it gives you that last bit of confidence right before you buy. Copy paste the URL. Know for a fact that you are paying the best price. And that's why people, like millions of people have shopped with us now and they love it. By the way, a lot of New Yorkers. New York is probably top 2 city after
Really?
like it's New York and LA. Yep. A lot of New Yorkers love shopping on Dupe. It's because they feel a sense of confidence. And so after getting scammed, we spent the last year and a half, just building this tech and making the website great, going viral online a lot. We've gone viral. We go viral almost every week now, going viral online. And then we just launched the app because people demanded it. People wanted this app.
And this is a free download, right?
It's a free download. It's totally free. The whole thing, by the way, you don't even need an account. Just go download it and use it. You don't have to give us your email. You just use it as an anonymous user if you want.
Wow. Well, congratulations. I mean, this is
What
great.
I like to say it's like a New York City water fountain. It's like a water fountain. It's just a public utility. We want everyone on Earth to just treat Dupe like a utility in their lives that they can use every single day before they buy anything.
So there's a couple things here, but very fitting as we close this up for the holiday season. It's this idea that, like, look, especially if you're a super tough, savvy New Yorker, we're going to make sure you're not getting ripped off, number one.
Yes.
Number two, if you want to access something that's not attainable because of the price point or maybe just it's out of stock, but you want that specific item or a very similar look, you could achieve that. Number three, if you see an outfit idea on social media, you could just plug that image in, we could get you that outfit. So Dupe, Dupe, Dupe. I'm downloading Dupe as soon as I'm done hosting Newsroom Live.
I love it.
Before
I leave, can I give you guys a couple of tips for shopping?
Sure.
For shopping in December. This is important, all right? These are underground things that you don't know, but because we work with all these brands, we get these secrets. December 15th, very important date. After December 15th, starting December 16th, these sale windows reopen. All the Black Friday stuff that you saw banana sales on, starting December 16th, you're going to see the same exact sales. Why? Because these brands know that on the 24th, after the 24th, they're not going to make any sales. So they're trying to get as much stuff out the door as possible. You're going to get amazing deals.
So you're saying 16th. Like 10 days to Christmas, 9 days to Christmas Eve. Beware, because you can get stuff on sale like you would have on Black Friday.
You will. You will.
Okay.
The second underground secret, before you buy anything, go to these brands, buy their discounted gift cards.
Okay.
They're trying to sell you their gift cards now. This is one of the #1 sellers. So imagine you're buying a $100 gift card for $80, and then you can use that gift card to buy the on sale item. You just doubled your savings.
Right.
That's smart. No one talks about that. I feel like everyone should be
I never even heard of that. Find the best price for the product on Dupe, then use the gift card, go buy it.
Yeah, and the gift card is discounted, so you're saving twice. You're saving twice.
So that's two. You got a third one for us?
I do have a third one. Remember, Black Friday returns are very heavy right now. Like people bought a bunch of stuff on impulse, so all the stuff that you've been looking at, like 25% of the time, these people who bought them on impulse are returning it to these brands, and these brands don't want to go into 2026 with this inventory. So anything that you looked at that was out of stock on Black Friday, so not just the deal is over, but it's out of stock, is going to come back in stock in December for sure.
So never fear, because that's how they get you when you fear. Then it's like, oh, it's back in stock. Let me buy it at full price. But just chill out. You're saying.
Almost potent. Chill out. It's all coming back. December is the month. You make the most of it. Go buy those toys. Go buy the outdoor jacket. Go buy the leather boots. Have fun. It's all going to go on sale again. December 16th is the date. Watch out for that date. Everything's going to start dropping in price again.
All right. So you'll hear from me in a week or two. I'm going to tell you what I think of this app. I'm really excited, honestly, for personal reasons. You tapped into something very important to me, but we appreciate you being here. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you got it.
All right. Have a good night. It's 7:40. I'm Stephanie Bertini. This is Newsroom Live. We are live from our Fox 5 headquarters on the Upper East Side. Quick break. I'll be right back. We're talking sports.
Are we good? We're all set?
I'm here with the comedian of the newsroom, Noah.
Comedian, yeah. I've been called worse. Trust me, I've been called a lot worse.
Our sports producer, Lou.
And what are we talking? We're talking World Cup. World Cup. World Cup, big day tomorrow.
This is a big deal
tomorrow.
for the Fox family.
It's a big deal for the world because that's why it's called World Cup.
And we're the home of it.
And we are the place to watch the World Cup in the U.S. Fox is your home for the World Cup. And we start big event tomorrow.
What's happening?
It's the World Cup draw. We're going to find out. This is how it works. So you have you have these pots. You have pot 1, pot 2, pot 3, pot 4.
Okay.
And you have the different teams in each one.
Okay.
Pot 1, part of the pot 1 is the best teams in the world, including the 3 teams are the host countries.
Right.
You got Canada, USA, and you got Mexico.
Okay.
So you have 12 groups. That's how it works. You have 12 groups. That's how the World Cup works. Each group will have 4 teams.
Okay.
So there's 12 bowls kind of like in there, and so they pull them out, and number 1 seed in each of these groups, and USA will be one of them. I believe they're in Group D. I don't know how they chose Group D right away. And then you got to see, and then the next 12 teams, and they fill them in. The next 12 teams fill them in. Next 12 teams. So you're hoping that you get hopefully the weakest of those 12 in each slot, and you have an easy draw.
Right.
The big teams this year, obviously coming in, Spain is the number 1 seed. Argentina is number 2, the defending World Cup champions with Lionel Messi. You have France, who they beat, and you have England. Those are your 4 big teams.
Right.
Each one of these teams. So right now, the way it sets up, tomorrow's a big event.
Right.
It's going to be down in Washington, D.C. in the Kennedy Center. It's going to have President Trump's going to be there. There's going to be former soccer players. You're going to have celebrities. You're going to have Shaquille O'Neal. You're going to have Tom Brady. You're going to have Aaron Judge.
They're all there.
And Wayne Gretzky. You can't get bigger names than that. They're all going to be part as they're pulling out the numbers, and it's going to be a big event. Because everything, I will say this about the World Cup. I'm not the biggest soccer guy, so I'm the first to admit it. But the World Cup transcends, there's a reason why it's called the World Cup.
It's
because
culture.
it transcends all sports.
100%.
This is the one time where you don't have to be a soccer fan. It's just an event. Now, the last time it was here in America was 1994, which was a crazy year. All right. And this time around, it's going to be even bigger. Because the final, back then it was in LA, the final, MetLife Stadium. So people are excited. The build-up's coming on. And tomorrow we'll find out where the U.S. men's national team will fall into. And very important, and that's the key, because they have groups, and depending how the groups are, there's always that one group. It's called the group of death.
Right.
Everybody, there's always
Group of
death.
death.
Everybody dies in these things. It's amazing. We can't have the group of toughness, the group of
No one's
problems.
actually dying, guys,
No.
but yeah, it's a group of death.
The group of death, which means that if you get, unfortunately, how the draw works out, you could possibly, say you're USA, all right, and you're D, and you pull the little balls out, and the top team of this pot, the top team of this pot, the top team of this pot, and next thing you know, you find yourself in a situation where you're facing 4 tough teams. How it works is they have 4 teams in each group. They play a round robin in the group stage, and then you move on to the knockout round.
Right.
And in that case, the way this is set up and where U.S. men's national team is, they should get to the knockout round. They've been there before. I mean, it's set up for them. So it would be beyond disappointing if they don't get out of that group stage. So that's what we'll find out tomorrow, where they are.
Yeah, it's interesting what you said about it just really transcending all sports.
It's the biggest thing in the world.
When I say culture, like you, Italian background, growing up, I mean, we were watching that team, we were rooting that team. And you see that, right, with people who really identify with soccer because of their culture.
You see it here, especially here in New York. Okay, depending on who's playing. Like Argentina's playing, maybe they're playing Poland, maybe they're playing Colombia, maybe they're playing Brazil, and every little pocket of New York City has, you know how it is. You have a little this, little that, little this, and they go crazy.
Yeah, it's
and
true.
they go crazy.
And they get together, they
and
go
they
to
get
the
together,
restaurant, they eat the food,
and in the last few, it was overseas, so games were played. Now it's right here, it's right in our backyard. The time difference is basically not a problem, and people gather. Whether it be like a restaurant, they get parties, and And it's big.
Well,
It's huge.
and your point about MetLife, I mean, the economic factor around something like
course.
this is going to be huge. But I mean, with all sports, around all franchise teams, around all big events, there's always that economic factor. But this is going to be big.
Well, economically, I mean, look, there's a reason why sporting events and big sporting events and cities go crazy over big sporting events.
Right.
Because then afterwards they'll say, we lost all this money. Yeah, sure you did. You made a ton of money. Everybody makes money. I never seen it's amazing about sports. One thing about sports was class. They bring in so much money, the ticket prices, the concessions, everything else that goes in. And then afterwards they say, oh, we lost our shirts. We lost our shirts. We don't know how we're going to survive. We ain't paying the taxes. Whatever. How can you lose your shirt?
The hot dogs were $15.
Your ticket prices on parking alone, you made money. What are we talking here?
You know, any game I take my son to, of course, he's only 6, right? They're like, you got to buy the cup of the team and the this of the team and the jersey. Like, I'm dropping $300 before I leave the game.
I had somebody once, they gave me 4 free tickets to go watch them. It was, the guy had tickets. He goes, my son was a big Ken Griffey fan. This was years ago.
Yeah.
My son was young. I said, okay, free. What the heck?
Wasn't free.
No, at the end of the day, it was $300. There's no such thing as free. But the thing is, the World Cup, major event, it's on Fox.
Yes.
It's on FS1. We are the home of it. And tomorrow we're on the air, 11:30 to 3. The whole event. It's a when you're putting together people like Tom Brady and Shaq.
I mean, these are superstars,
big name
people,
stars.
Giants.
The president's going to be there. He's very close. They'll have the whole. How he's basically. They have their own little group there, the committees and everything else.
Yeah.
So everyone's on board. And so these events is what makes special. And you know what makes the World Cup even more special?
Tell us.
The crowds.
Yeah.
I mean, you watch and you go there and you see the crowds.
Yeah. The emotion,
the emotions,
the engagement.
I mean, the flags waving and the excitement and the crowds and the noise and the buildup.
Yeah.
That's what makes sports. We learned during the pandemic, right, when we couldn't let people go to the ballparks. And everyone said, years ago, people said, well, we don't need crowds. We have TV money. Yeah, we saw what happened during the pandemic when there was no crowds in the stands and they tried to pump the fake noise. There was no juice. There's no energy.
Got sucked
But
out,
the
right?
energy that this event brings and the crowds and the emotion and the nationalism, you're not going to find it. You don't find it anywhere else.
Exciting.
This is it. This is the event.
Thank you for
All right,
that
kiddo.
little bit for us.
And tomorrow's going to be fun. And it's right here on Fox 5. We're airing it. So make sure you tune in tomorrow. I believe we go on the air 11:30, give or take, and it goes right to 3 o'clock. You want to find out where the men's national team is. You want to find out where your nationality team is. Again, Spain, Argentina, France, England, Germany, Netherlands, Portugal, Brazil, Belgium. These are all the big teams. And they all have one thing in common. They all have great stars that people want to watch. And now you're going to find out where they're playing, what cities they're going to be in, and who they're playing.
Our sports producer, Lou Albanese. I love when you're on Newsroom Live with me.
Thank you. I love being here.
Isn't it fun?
It is fun. It is very much
This
fun.
is just what we love, bringing them behind the scenes,
That's
right,
what
Lou?
it is. Yeah, we do. We do it all the time. It's a lot of fun.
Are you going to go home once we're done?
I'm going.
You're done?
I'm
yeah.
done.
The
I'm
newsroom thins out
I've
at
been
night.
here. I was on, Tina and I did this podcast today, and we were on with Dan Bowens.
You've been yapping all day.
So I've been talking on Newsroom Live all day.
Well, we need the sports knowledge. Thanks for being with us, Lou.
I appreciate it.
All
Thank
right,
you.
Let's take a break, guys. This is Newsroom Live. I'm Stephanie Bertini. It's 7:53 in the evening. Welcome to our Fox 5 Newsroom on the Upper East Side. This is when we bring you behind the scenes. We show you the stories we're working on, the headlines we're covering, and we can do a thing or two as they fix my camera. I'm super excited because I'm taking y'all to Miami. I know you guys are cold. I won't be cold tomorrow because I'm on a flight tomorrow in a few hours, early in the morning. I'm headed down to Miami for what is an art mega event. It's Miami Art Week. Art Basel, Art Miami, the longest running fair during this time of year. And we're gonna go and we're gonna bring in two artists right now. They're in Miami, two New York City artists, one based in Manhattan, the other in Brooklyn. I wanna bring in Joel Bermano. He's from Bermano Gallery. He's screen left, and then screen right, Philip Michaels. Philip Michaels, art on the Upper East Side, you said, right?
Yep.
So guys, I mean, I see the art behind you. You're in your booths. Tell us, Philip, have you featured at Art Miami before? Or is this the first year?
So this is my first time at this particular show, and I was involved in the same organizer's show at Aqua for the past 3 years.
Yeah, Aqua's
this
another.
This is my first time at Context.
Yeah, Aqua's another fair, and Context is the sister fair of Art Miami. Art Miami and Context run concurrently under the same umbrella, so to speak. But so what it is they're in booths, the artists, these two NYC artists. If you're plugged into the art community, you know this is a very big deal. And I want to ask you, Joel, tell us, what does it feel like to be there on the ground? Have you been at Art Miami before?
First time I've been at Art Miami. I've done a lot of international shows around the world. But yeah, the atmosphere is amazing, man. It's just such a cool vibe. And if you haven't been to an art show, this is something you really got to come see. It's really, really, really great to be here.
You know, I tell people all the time, when I was a reporter in Miami, I covered local news in Miami for years. I used to cover Miami Art Week, Basel, Art Miami, covered Art Miami for many years. And I say, I mean, obviously the artists, you want to move some real estate, so to speak. You want to make some money. You want to sell your art. I mean, you're there to work. But there's also the inspiring component for people who love and are engaged in the arts, like me. The best I can do, guys, let me show you my version of a house. I'm not artistically inclined. Can you see that? Fantastic, my guys are saying. So look, but I love to see different pieces, to kind of, did you hear they gave me a sound effect? Thanks. No, but I love to see different pieces. But when we're talking about Art Miami, Miami Art Week, it is the arts community converging on all these people taking it in, right? So it's such an experience. What's the most inspiring for each of you as artists, as the creators? I mean, it has to be about more than making the sales, right, Philip?
Yeah, for me, when somebody comes in and connects directly with a painting that I've made that I have on the wall here, it is very special for me to be able to connect with that person, to hear what they have to say about the work, and kind of take that in, and then to be able to share, you know, my process, what it means for me. And it becomes a really genuine connection with that person and the art. It's a very special time.
You know, we appreciate you guys staying late to be with us here on Newsroom Live, because it ends at 7, right? So basically it opens up in the morning. People can come, they can visit the different sections where the art is displayed. And then at 7, I mean, is it clear there on site now?
Yeah,
it's totally clear.
at 7.
So you guys stay late for us. Thank you. Do you watch Fox 5?
Thank
You're
you.
both local, so.
I just want to say that I'll pay you.
I don't have a
$20,000.
TV. No, I do have a TV. I didn't used to.
Joel, what'd you say?
I said I'll pay you $20,000 for your house,
For my house?
for the house painting.
Oh, the house painting. You know, remember the banana? Do you guys remember that
Sure.
story went
There you
viral?
go.
It's like a banana with a piece of tape. I covered Miami Art Week. 20K. That'll
20K.
pay. I was going to say that'll pay for my kid's college, but by the time he goes to college, it's going to be much more than that. I want to ask you, you know, a lot of people that haven't experienced this, there's that international component. So aside from the art aside, getting to see kind of the world come together, because people truly do come to that place, Miami, from everywhere at this time. Have you met people from, you know, different countries, different walks of life? Who wants to take this first?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm from South Africa. I've actually met 4 South Africans today.
Yeah.
Everybody, I probably met people from about 7 different countries, and it's just it's so cosmopolitan. It's really beautiful. So yeah, it's there are a lot of interesting people. Let's put it that way.
Philip, I'm going to ask both of you, but maybe Philip can start. I know you're both on your phones, right? Can you guys give us a little view? Show us your art. Let Philip start.
Yeah.
Show us what you got over there.
Absolutely. So this is a painting on canvas, and then I'm gonna pan this way. This is a painting on paper,
Wow.
and this is another painting on canvas.
Ooh.
You can sort of see some of the details up close. And moving along.
Wow. Great.
Yep. And then I've got a couple more on the outside of my booth as well.
Right. Yeah, people can kind of get a look. See, no one's in there now. This was probably packed a couple hours ago. There's your piece outside. Can you show us the hallway while we got you there? Just kind of show people the view.
Sure. Yep.
Thank you. Yeah, we're bringing us there. Powerful for anyone who hasn't been there. Thanks, Philip. Joel, can you give us a look at some of your pieces, please?
Sure. Behind me is one of my signature pieces. It's a lion. I'm pretty much known for my lions. Behind me is a very unique piece. It's very small. It's got a 27-carat natural diamond set atop of the head of the Pink Panther. We're selling that for $1.2 million. It's one of the most unique pieces in the world. I've got this piece behind me, which is called It Takes Courage. It shows all my paintings have spiritual meanings. It means that it's to get through life, you have to be strong. You have to have courage. There's another lion. And then one of my other signature pieces is that peacock in the background.
Beautiful.
That is 8 feet by 6 feet. And I always frame my paintings in antique style, very high-end frames. This is an elephant called God's Gentle Giant of Grace.
Yeah.
An elephant to me is one of the most beautiful creatures. If you ever come face to face with one in safari, which I have, it's a very humbling experience.
Beautiful. Thank you for that.
That piece behind me is called Finding Your Inner Peace.
I love that. I want to ask each of you, I guess Philip can start and then we'll go back to Joel. Tell me, there's obviously the people who are coming to buy, again, as the artist or the galleries. I mean, they're there for a reason. How would you quantify or explain the value of people who are just coming to spectate, be immersed in a world that maybe, financially they can't afford? Like, I've done stories on, all the pop-up street fairs that have emerged during Miami Art Week. Wynwood, for example, where, there's the pieces that people can buy. Like, I can buy this painting for $50. Like, maybe I don't have the $20,000 that I was promised for my piece tonight. But talk about the value that you find as an artist in the people who do just come to be immersed in the experience.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think everybody has an interesting story and everybody is unique. So in my art, I'm sharing something that comes out for me. But when people come into my booth, I think that they're seeing what I'm creating, but they are also, for me, an interesting person, and I learn a lot from them. And so I think just like coming together and people sharing their time, in this space, is a really nice thing in art.
Mr. Bermano, what are your thoughts on that?
My mom's got a saying, when you see a person, you see a story. Everybody's got an amazing story, and you just talk to people and they share with you, and a lot of people have artistic and creative. Everybody's got it in them, and they just want to know your process, and you chat. I mean, I've gone for coffee many times at the coffee shop here and just chatted to people, and they had no interest in buying from me. So you're just meeting nice people, just lovely human beings.
So I'll be there tomorrow afternoon. Maybe we can have a coffee, you and I. We could do a little chat in person.
I'll bring 20,000 in cash. You bring the painting.
I'm not going to hold you to it, but you know what? I'm not going to say no. Maybe I just
Well,
launched
maybe I'm serious. You never know. You don't know.
I just launched a side career tonight. This is great. Philip, I'll make sure to come by and say hi as well. I want to ask you both, do you know each other as two NYC-based artists?
We do.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
in fact, I went to say hello to Philip many years ago. I love his art. So I actually walked up to him and I said, I got to tell you, I think your art is fantastic. So we actually know each other very well.
Yes, and whenever we see each other, it's always a pleasure.
Yeah.
That's great. So you guys have obviously seen each other on site. How far apart are your booths at the fair?
Exactly on the
Opposite corners.
opposite sides.
Oh,
Literally
geez.
on the opposite side of each other.
Have you
But
met?
at least we both know where each other's booth is.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, you know,
Exactly.
at times, if you're a New Yorker, you know Manhattan and Brooklyn, although both boroughs of the city can feel like on the opposite ends of the world, especially during rush hour, right? Right, guys?
Exactly.
It's a joke
Yeah,
only a New
yep.
Yorker would get. I want to ask you both, though, before I let you go. Have you had any downtime? Because I know it is like a hyper crazy busy time, so many people, so much energy. Have you had any downtime? And really important recommendation, because I lived in Miami for years, you have to get to the beach. Are you going to the beach?
Well, I'll speak for myself. I've got a really good team behind me, got a wonderful partner. I've been sitting on the sofa in the lounge for days, just drinking coffee and
Oh, so
like
you're on
basically lounging
vacation.
around. I'm on vacation.
You're
so
getting ready to
I've got
write me
other
a
people
$20,000 check for my art. You're
That's
on
right.
vacation. How about you, Philip?
I want to meet every person that comes to my booth, so I don't sit on the couch, unfortunately. But I do have a very great team with me here as well. A close friend that I've been working, who's helping me and just involved in the art. And my
you have
brother
the
is
switch
also
off if you
actually
need it.
Here at the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you
yeah.
guys met New
And,
Yorkers down to experience vacationing down there?
I met a wonderful couple from Greenwich. Very cool people. They
Yeah.
own a little boutique on Putnam Avenue. We had a nice chat. Yeah, I've met quite a few. We met 2 or 3 New Yorkers in the last few days.
Good. I love
And
it.
I had a very nice New York couple that bought a painting for me today.
Oh,
And this-
you
and
have
this
a
is
New
my
York couple
little
that bought a
dog.
painting. Now we got the pet on TV.
And she just came to say hello to me, so I had to pick her up.
Has she? What's her name?
Her name's Mia, and she has sat on every painting I've ever painted.
I was gonna say,
She's my
does she
little
step
angel.
on the painting? She does.
She literally, let me tell you, she actually does. Really, when you come here tomorrow, I promise you I'm going to show you paint on her fur.
Oh, I can. Will she be there tomorrow?
She's here. She never leaves my side, the dog, ever.
So we're gonna take a photo for Instagram with the dog.
Look at that dog. That's pure art. Look at it.
So cute. Look at that. Wow.
Just-
Love that. Love that image.
Wow.
So thank you both for being with us. How's the weather? I'm going to pack and then I'm going to head down there in the morning. Is it warm?
Great.
It's beautiful here.
Good, good, good. Thank you both for being with us. Two
Thank you.
New York artists at Art Miami. All right, Stephanie Bertini, this is Newsroom Live, 8:06 p.m. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Thanks, guys. I'm Stephanie Bertini. It's December 4th. You are with us in the Fox 5 newsroom. Information just into our newsroom. Grand jury rejects new mortgage fraud indictment against New York Attorney General Letitia James. This is a very developing and high-profile story for us here in the city as a local news station. I want to bring in criminal defense attorney Randy Zellin. Hey, Randy, thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me on, and I'm at the airport right now, so if you hear the announcements, you'll know what it is.
Oh, you got a flight to catch. How long do I have with you so I know I'll time it?
You have me, but you may hear an announcement or two.
We might hear some background noise. We want to get to this headline because it's significant for obvious reasons here for our team, local journalists. What do you make of this recent development? Again, we've learned this in the last few hours.
Well, we can look at it legally, and legally, a group of ordinary citizens were put into a room with no judge and no defense attorney, and a prosecutor presented evidence, and there had to be at least 16 of them there with a maximum of 23, and they heard evidence, and it was up to them to determine whether it was more likely than not that Letitia James committed a felony, and at least 12 of them answered no. That is the legal explanation of what happened. Practically what happened here was, welcome to 24/7 news cycles and social media and the ability for everybody to know everything. Those new grand jurors knew about the prior grand jury, knew about all of the stuff swirling around Letitia James and whether or not this was the weaponization of the criminal justice system, whether this was a witch hunt. And clearly, they decided that it was.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Witch hunt is how we heard it described. I mean, paraphrasing here, but a lot of people were talking about this. So you have all sides of it, like any news story. I mean, you're talking from a legal perspective. I'm talking from a journalism perspective. But this is a very significant headline because we're talking about the New York Attorney General. Like, this isn't just, you know, some person. Obviously, for us in New York, though, extra emphasis on who she is and this apparent standoff, if you will, or back and forth with the president. That's how we got here, right?
That's how we got here. That's one school of thought. And the other school of thought is if the attorney general, and it doesn't matter who she is, anyone who fills out an application to get a mortgage and does so under the penalty of making a false statement is a crime. And if you make a representation on that application that's not true, and the bank relies on it and gives you the mortgage, you have committed mortgage fraud. So the question here is whether or not the attorney general at the time that she applied for the mortgage misrepresented the fact that this was going to be her second home, a vacation property, as opposed to an investment property or a rental property.
Look, and that is the other side of this when we talk again about how we got here. It's like you're held, you know, everyone's held to the same standards, so to speak. But when you are a high profile person, someone with a title like this, like you're held to a standard. And the thing is, if there's a crime, there's a crime. And that's why we do have the courts and the criminal justice system. So definitely a lot of breadth to this. What's your take, though? Can you explain to us? Do they look at this and do they say, okay, we've determined a crime wasn't committed, or it's like the minutia of the crime, or it's like it's not enough to go forward? Like, what are the elements they're looking at when they're deciding to go forward with an indictment? Can you kind of break that down for us?
Was thrown out on the technicality of the U.S. attorney not having the authority to bring it. The second one, the grand jury voted not to indict. Third time should not be a charm. Let it go.
You think there isn't enough here? Is that what your sense is?
I don't think there's enough, and the whole process has been so tainted by the politicalization of it, and whether or not this is lawfare and this is the weaponization of the justice system. Let it go.
You know what's interesting, Randy, and tell me what you think about this, because, you know, we have this high-profile case right now. Mangioni's in pretrial, right? You know, we had that Diddy trial. We covered that top-to-bottom team coverage. It was so high-profile. A case like this, maybe not to the caliber of Diddy when it comes to international interest, but locally a lot of people interested. When you get these high-profile cases, I mean, once it's out in the public forum, it kind of distills the who, what, when, where. Like there's narratives that develop, right? So it's a little different than if everyone's talking about it. It's like, you know, I don't know, the broken telephone analogy or not, but it's like narratives form. Do you find that in your experience?
Certainly, having a high-profile client and a high-profile case is both a blessing and a curse. The blessing is everybody knows about it. It's very easy to really taint a potential jury panel because everybody's talking about it. The bad news is with a high-profile person, if that high-profile person is disliked, then the evidence doesn't matter. If the high-profile person is notorious for the wrong reasons, then the evidence almost doesn't matter. But of course, having a high-profile client with money, you have the resources to keep up with the government. So you can't pigeonhole it. It's not one size fits all.
Right.
Representing a high-profile client presents challenges, but quite frankly, representing the ordinary Joe or Jane in the street has the same, just different challenges, which is that person's putting their life in your hands. And
Right.
a high profile person may recover. Someone who lives an ordinary life may not.
Right. Randy Zellin, are you traveling for work or pleasure? You don't need to tell us where we're going, but is it for fun or for
Both.
work?
Both. A little bit of both.
A little bit of both. Well, thank you for joining
Thank
us
you
here
for having me.
from the airport. We appreciate you, Randy. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, criminal defense attorney Randy Zellin here weighing in on this major developing story. It's 8:15. I'm Stephanie Bertini. This is Newsroom Live. Taking a break. Holiday music taking us out. outside. The holidays are here for sure. And I have Nick Gregory. Nick, the cold weather coming too. I already took out my accessories. I already got the gloves out, the hat, the scarves.
Good. Got to plan ahead.
Tomorrow I'm going to need it.
You're going to need it. Tonight you're going to need it. All of it you're going to need it because temperatures are already dropping quickly. I mean, we're already down into the teens in some of the northern suburbs, and the wind chills are down in the single digits already. So it's going to be, going to be a cold night ahead. We're dropping to about 20 in New York City tonight in Midtown. So that gives you an idea. And tomorrow we're going to struggle to get back up to 32 degrees.
So I've been in here in the station since about 2 o'clock. I left for 5 minutes to run to grab coffee, and I guess it was the adrenaline of the news day between that time. I didn't feel it, but I mean, that's cold.
It's cold, and again, if you step outside now, the wind is 15, 20, gusting 30, 35 miles an hour. So that's why those wind chill numbers are dropping as the temperature is dropping as well. So this is the coldest night of the season so far, and like I said, the cold's going to last into tomorrow. And the other thing we're watching, Stephanie, is that area cloud cover off to the south. You see it down by Kentucky and Tennessee. There is some snow and rain, and that, notice it's inching closer and closer. That system will pass to our south, so we're likely going to miss it. However, it might be a little close call.
Right.
We might get still a little light snow or snow showers, maybe late tomorrow afternoon into the early part of Saturday morning. But it's the odds are not in that favor, but just have to put it out there because some of these times these things can sneak up.
Right.
You'll see that here in our futurecast. Watch, see how the clouds come up tomorrow, and you're going to see a little moisture starts popping up very close by into tomorrow night. There it goes. So nothing really worse than that, but you get the idea that...
no, but I got to tell you, like the cold is one thing, but the cold with the moisture, that's where you really can be, cold, chilling to the bone.
It's one thing being out in Colorado when it's cold. It's another thing being next to the Atlantic Ocean when it's cold.
100%.
It's a big difference.
I
and
agree.
Tonight you can see we're going down to about 4 or 5 in some of those colder northern suburbs, 18 on Long Island, 20 in the city. So again, this is the coldest night we've had since last winter. So here you go, a classic winter night, but it's still only early December. So this is really below average for this time of the year. And tomorrow, again, early sunshine and the clouds are going to take over. But look at the temperatures. And it's going to take us all day to get here. With the clouds coming in, we're going to spend most of the day in the upper 20s. We won't get to that 32 until very late in the afternoon into the evening.
Regardless if it's 32, 40, I mean, cold is cold, they say. But I feel like in the day, when you have a little bit of sun, at least it kind of, it gives you some relief from the cold, right?
It does. Yeah, it does. You can stand in the sun and feel sort of that warm feeling on your face, what have you. Absolutely. The problem is when that sun comes with a little bit of wind, and then that's a problem. So it looks a little, rather more clouds than sun on Saturday, again on Sunday. We got to watch Sunday night into Mondays. Another little storm center may come up from the west, but I'm not really putting anything into that right now. Notice that you saw it was going to be cold even into next week. We're probably not going to, the average high should be about 47, 48 degrees. It's not, we're not going to get there in the next 7 days. It's going to stay below that. So.
The weather means a lot to me because I have a 6-year-old. And at this time of year, it's like, okay, what days can I take him outside? Especially on the weekend. I think like parents with small children. And then I'm always fighting with him about, you got to wear the layers. It's time for the gloves. They don't want to wear it, this and that. This is a transition.
Just wait till they get older in their teens. And you
Parenting with Stephanie and Nick.
Well, I can tell you I have 3 daughters, and when they all went into their teens, try to get them to bring a coat to high school.
Jeez.
They would rather freeze than be unstylistic, right? So
the problems that we have. I gotta ask you, do you think, I guess you don't really know, right? But they talk about, is it gonna be a cold season? And is it not gonna be a cold season? Is there any validity to that? Like, what can you tell us? What are we expecting?
Look, long-range forecasting is not, is not the most accurate. Sometimes we don't get tomorrow right. That hasn't happened in a while, though. But no, we can see trends. We can see patterns.
Right.
And that's how we really forecast long-range stuff. So, when we had our Weather Extremes program recently, and you can still find it if you go to our Fox Local, and you'll see the Weather Extremes program there. I talk about the winter pattern, and it talks about, that we'll likely have by the end of the winter, our temperatures will still be averaging above average, but I did talk about in that program how December into early January was going to be cold. That winter was going to come on strong early. And I made that forecast back first week of November when we were starting to build the elements for the program. So it seems to be holding true. Winter has come on really strong here in December. And we'll have a couple of threats for snow. After about early mid-January, we're getting a little break for a while, then it comes back in middle to the end of February for a little bit. So that's kind of the forecast that we're thinking. But in the end, temperatures will average out a little bit above average, while it's probably going to be a colder than average December.
Right.
And snowfall was probably going to be very similar to last year, a little bit below average again.
Yeah.
So
I do like to see the snowfall, but
It's
I
nice.
like when it's, you know, powdery, intact. I do not like when it's wet.
Well,
I grew up in Toronto, so the
there you
different,
know.
yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
And then in New York City, of course, it's nice for about 10 minutes.
Yeah,
And then it's dirty and
Then we're over
whatever,
it.
you know. But it is nice when it first happens.
Yeah, it's
And
pretty. It
especially if
makes
we
a
get
pretty picture.
yeah, especially if we get, you know, more than just, you know, an inch or two. You want a little more out there
Yeah.
to sort of get
For sure.
yourself into it, you know.
But
So-
overall, like when it comes to the weather story, I think like we really started to feel it within the last week or so. Like, oh, it's cold.
Yes.
Like we're
Yeah.
here, right?
Well, this is the pattern that I was talking about, right? So we're, you know, if we start talking about the polar vortex, which everybody loves to talk about, the question was the polar vortex going to weaken? And what does that mean? That means, you know, when the polar vortex is strong, the Arctic air stays up over Canada,
Right.
stays up over the North Pole.
Right.
When the polar vortex weakens, it breaks off into little pieces, and when that happens, that's what can transport that cold air down here. So
Right.
in the last 2 weeks, week and a half, the polar vortex weakened, and so we've had these various cold outbreaks. You know, one last week,
Right.
and we're still below average now. Tonight's a really good cold blast. We're going to get another one into Monday. So that's not uncommon.
So that's the
when that
breakdown of what's happening.
Exactly. And you know, now the question is, how long will it stay weakened?
Right.
Because it could go back to being very strong, and then the cold air stays up in Canada. And that's probably going to happen again.
So we might have a resurgence
up and down.
of the warmer.
Up and down.
Little roller coaster.
Up
for
and
us.
down, right.
Well, I'm on a plane to Miami tomorrow.
Oh, you are?
So everyone, good luck with
You're not
that
gonna take us
forecast.
with you? Oh,
Maybe
come
next
on.
time. But I'll send a selfie.
By the way,
it's gonna be warmer.
have you looked at the weather down there?
I've been looking.
So you know what I'm going to
Yes.
say, right?
What are you gonna say?
Well, they're the warmest place in the country right now.
I
I mean,
know.
it's going to be 84
Yeah.
tomorrow,
Yeah.
Saturday,
Yeah.
Sunday.
See, because I did look before I came to work at 2:00, and I was like, Nick, did something change? So I got to tell you, living there for years and years and being from Toronto, prior to Florida, I lived in Texas, which was
Okay.
just very hot all the time.
Sure.
And then Florida, you know, we would love like the December, January, because, you know, you could put on the different outfits to get the feel. But I think South Florida in general, like it's generally hot, right?
Well, it can. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, the problem with South Florida, not that it's a problem, but when you get into the summer months.
Right.
So you have heat, and now you have this tropical humidity,
Yes.
which comes in
Yes.
starting about end of May, early June.
Yeah.
I think the best time in Florida is really April.
Yeah.
The end of March, April,
Yeah,
into
yeah,
May,
yeah.
because it's not that hot, it's not that humid, and it's tolerable. But once you get into the summer months, it gets a little
Yeah, imagine
oppressive.
reporting in that. I was outside in that for years.
I'm sure it's not pretty.
But I will say every year around this time, I'm like, why did I make the move again? But of course, that I wouldn't be here with my Fox 5 family.
There
so.
you go. There you go. And you can take a little trip to Miami
There
like
you
you're
go.
doing tomorrow.
East
and
Coast, it's a quick,
yeah.
a lot of New Yorkers do that.
You know, and that makes you sort of appreciate things. Right?
100%. It puts it all in context.
All into
And we
perspective.
appreciate you, Nick.
Why,
We
that's
thank
very
you for
kind.
being
Thank
here.
you.
Thank you so much. And we're going to take a quick break.
And have a safe trip.
Thank you. We are in the holiday spirit here in the Fox 5 Newsroom. It's 8:29. Welcome to Newsroom Live. I'm Stephanie Bertini. So happy you're with us. Excited you're with us. Brian, can you fix my camera? No. Lower that headroom because they're going to think I'm shorter than I actually am. 5'2", guys. That's 6'2", the actual.
I thought. 6'2".
So we're here. We're here in the newsroom. The team is working. We have reporters on their different assignments. The reporters out in the field. The anchor's getting ready for the broadcast. And I'm here live with you on YouTube. Newsroom Live is when we bring you behind the scenes. We want to show you the process that's involved in bringing the news to you on our digital platforms and, of course, through broadcast television. And I know there's a lot of you that still watch broadcast television because you tell me when you see me in the streets when I'm reporting out there. We have a Citizen App video. We want to bring you to Times Square where a cab is stuck in what looks like an opening in the pavement there on the road. There it is. This is at 42nd and Broadway. We're trying to get some info from the NYPD. The NYPD is there. I mean, you see everything in Times Square, so why not this? That video recently into the newsroom came in just this evening. We are sending a news crew, right? We're sending a news crew to the to Times Square. Yes. News crew's on the way. The team is telling us we have our EP and our producer. They're working on the show. So when we get video like this to the newsroom or some kind of a breaking situation, it's 8:30. So what happens, right? We have the news desk, which is right at the back there. And that's where the assignment editors are working. They dispatch the crew, so to speak. And then there's the producers. The executive producer oversees the whole show when it comes to the newscast. And then the producer is stacking the show. We call it stacking the show, lining up the stories. We have writers. We have editors. We're here. We're doing Newsroom Live, fairly new, where we're bringing you behind the scenes. But then we determine, you know, are we switching gears when something like this happens? What we would call breaking news in our world. So you could see that it looks like, I don't see the vehicle damage. It's definitely stuck. So this could be maybe some kind of a construction or road situation. Nevertheless, you know, traffic is crazy all the time in Times Square, but we're in the gridlock days, guys, because it's the holidays, and New Yorkers, you know, this is when we start to see the flow of tourists. We start to see people taking vacation days here and there, even the locals coming into the city. Maybe not everyone's driving when it comes to coming into the city for those who live across the Tri-State, because some of us know better, right? But, you know, we do see a lot of traffic from the Ubers to those yellow cabs, and now a situation like this. So we're working to get more video. We just got our hands on this Citizen App video, 42nd and Broadway, Times Square. And a big thing for us through the medium of television is, you know, what are the visuals? So we have this situation unfolding now, obviously a very visual situation. We're going to be working to find out what led up to this. You could see some people in that video. I'm watching it kind of looking typical for Times Square. And then there's just people passing by. Those are the New Yorkers, right? Seen it all, done it all, kind of. And you see the NYPD there on location. It doesn't look like it's an extremely serious situation from the standpoint of fatalities or whatnot. Again, this is an inference based on my experience. You would probably see a more active situations, more sirens, more police lights, more of a taped off area if there was anything major there, like a criminal investigation or a possible fatality. So likely this is something that happened on the road. We don't know exactly what happened on the road, but I always say when it comes to breaking news or anything where we kind of see something unusual happening in real time, it's always like, you know, this can happen. And I've seen a lot, guys. I've been in the news business almost 2 decades. I'm dating myself now, Brian. But, but, you know, we've seen a lot, but, you know, never seen this. So there you go. Citizen App video, 42nd and Broadway, Times Square. You're looking at a yellow cab stuck. Fox 5 News crew heading out there. We're working to get you information. We know the NYPD is on location there. 8:33 p.m. We're going to get to some travel news when we come back. We're going to take a quick break. I'll be with you in a few. It is holiday time in the city. I think the most magical time of year. Look at that beautiful live shot. We're in Manhattan with that shot. You see the Christmas tree, you see the lights, you see the vehicles. This is like traffic time also in the city. I'm Stephanie Bertini, 8:36. Welcome to Newsroom Live. Thanks for joining us. If you just joined us, this is when we bring you into the Fox 5 newsroom. We take you behind the scenes of the stories we're covering, what we're doing in the newsroom, and we highlight different stories, different trends, what's trending. There's a new report, 2026 Trends Report, released by the Points Guy, all about travel. And the report is revealing how and where Americans will travel next year. Now, despite broader economic uncertainty, everyone knows what's happening with the economy, from the grocery store to buying certain things. Demand is surging when it comes to getting away, apparently, as we go into 2026. It's going to shape up to be a year defined by smarter planning, alternative destinations, and a widening gap between premium and budget experiences. That's all according to this 2026 Trends Report released by the Points Guy. Here's some highlights from that report. Travelers will increasingly swap crowded hotspots for emerging deal-friendly destinations. Boutique hotel partnerships will redefine how travelers use loyalty points globally. Gotta love those points if you have them. Premium travel will get an even more exclusive take, making points and perks more valuable than ever. So meaning that people are really gonna value that premium experience. And AI-assisted planning will go mainstream, especially among young travelers. Interesting, because we've been talking AI a lot lately. Earlier, I had a guest talking about an app recently developed that uses AI to help curate the shopping experience. Now we're talking AI when it comes to travel. But nevertheless, it seems like people still will be traveling. If you've been with us throughout our live stream, it's 8:38. Now, a little earlier, I was mentioning that I'll be traveling, heading to Miami, taking my little one. So we'll be going to the airport early in the morning tomorrow. And if you're a mom, you know, right? There's so much involved. And it's interesting because I guess when you're going to a warmer climate, you're kind of packing less, right? Like, I'm not packing sweaters for my 6-year-old and this and that. But there's the whole like, okay, so he needs a jacket to go to the airport, or do I just like put layers and put him in a sweater? Like, I'm thinking everything. Moms get it, right? We're like multitasking, double tasking. So I'll be doing that, and excited to be with you here though this evening from the Fox 5 newsroom. Again, 8:38. This is Newsroom Live. We're following several developing headlines. And Nick Gregory, he was here. He was talking weather with us. Tomorrow's going to be cold. It's already cold in the city, he says. We're showing the forecast highs for Friday. December 5th. You could see the forecast. This is very important when it comes to planning, because there's only so many weekends in the holiday season. So if you want to get out and see the sights and sounds, the weekends matter, right? Because most people are off work. I mean, I work in the news biz, so I work weekends, but you know, the whole forecast matters. So you're going to see a cold Friday. You're going to see 41 is your high as you get into Saturday. If we can bring the 7-day up one more time. It's on a loop here. So then we're going to have basically some cooler temperatures. And we've been talking about this, that it just feels colder now. It's like, yeah, the winter is here. I think it's technically still fall, but that winter weather definitely here. So, of course, we're all anticipating that first snowfall. I always anticipate the first snowfall. Earlier this week, or last week was it? I mean, recently, there was some snow in different parts of New York, not here though. So we're going to see what happens in the city when we get it. But overall, we know it's a cool night, cold into tomorrow, and those temperatures are a little cooler than usual. We're going to now take a look at some other headlines. The organizers for the 2026 Winter Olympics for Milan Cortina, Italy, have officially received the Olympic flame. There it is. You're looking at video. One of the game's biggest traditions, the flame lit last Wednesday in ancient Olympia, Greece, will travel next to Italy, where it will begin a 63-day, 12,000-kilometer relay before reaching Milan's San Siro Stadium for the opening ceremony on February 6th. It's the first time Italy will host the Games in 20 years. Love it. So we've been talking headlines all night. The team's getting ready because we're on the air at 10 p.m. It's 8:41, Thursday, December 4th. I'm Stephanie Bertini. Let's take another break. When we come back, we'll go through some of the day's top headlines. So it is a sinkhole? The gap in the... This is Newsroom Live. All right, just into our newsroom now. We want to show you some video. This is a feed. This is raw video coming into the newsroom. We have a news crew in Times Square. We were talking just a short while ago about this cab that's stuck over an opening in the road. We know it's not a sinkhole. That doesn't look like a sinkhole. It's an opening in the road. Sometimes metal plates that are in the road, it seems like they're open. So what we have confirmed, this is from the NYPD, DCPI as we call it, our video of this cab, what it shows, the crew just got there, showing this video. What we know confirmed is taxi drove over this area, this opening in the road, and got stuck. FDNY responding, no injuries reported. We're looking at that raw video. We're looking at Citizen App video. So this was the video that initially came into the newsroom, the Citizen App video. And then we were able to send a news crew out there and show you that video that we were able to show you. The Citizen App video, you know, coming into the newsroom, able to show us the situation. We determined we should send a crew to get our own video. I did say, though, when we first looked at the Citizen App video, I didn't think that it was fatal or any type of, I don't know, criminal investigation, because it would be different visually. And I know this from working as a reporter for years and years. I mean, you would see the area taped off. You would see like lights and sirens, especially if something had happened. So we're hearing no reported injuries. So that's good news, definitely, in looking at the situation. That cab, though, definitely stuck. Who still takes yellow cabs? I do. I mean, I use rideshare, but I also take yellow cabs. And Times Square, yellow cab stuck. Very, very New York, this breaking news in our newsroom. So our news desk has been working to get the information for us. And again, we have a photographer who just shot that video, fed that video back to the newsroom that we're able to show you here. Any sound on that Citizen App video? Some sound. Is that Citizen app? Yeah. You see that? There's a logo burned in there, Citizen app. Useful for newsrooms like ours. Helps to extend our view of what's happening in the local market. We see the officers working the scene. You can also tell from the disposition of the officers, probably not a very serious situation. That's why I had said that. I mean, nevertheless, it's still a problem. See people looking. I'm sure people probably taking photos. Some people, probably the New Yorkers passing by, like, you know, we've seen it all. Middle of Times Square, though. We said that was what, Broadway in the 40s, 42nd? This is our feed video, Brian? Yeah, this is the video that came into the newsroom. So showing you a different angle there. I mean, that's something to see in the middle of Times Square. Okay, so you could see the tape is up, probably because of the safety component for the public. You don't want people too close to there. So it looks like the area is sectioned off. FDNY responding, we're told. See the officers there, kind of making sure probably people don't get too close to that area because it could be a safety hazard, especially if you have little ones. So what we don't know, I guess what we're trying to figure out is the vehicle drove over that area and it seems that the vehicle got stuck. I'm wondering if that was already open, was that an area that maybe shouldn't have been driving through, although that's an area that's really heavily traveled by traffic. I mean, if you know the area, you know that. So we're looking at that video. I'm just watching this all in real time. Again, this video just into our newsroom. Oh, you see the, what are those guys called? The pedicab. Also in the holiday spirit, on theme with Brian's holiday music. There you go. There you go. We got the holiday music. Got a holiday headache in Times Square right now. We're working to get more information for you on this. This is Newsroom Live, the behind the scenes of how it all happens, the news gathering process with a little holiday spin to it. Let's take a live look outside. Brian, can we go outside? Switch this up for a little bit. There you go. We're outside Jersey City, New Jersey. Where probably things are a little calmer right now anyways than they are in the middle of Times Square. Standard. All right, taking a little, moving around here a little bit. This is Newsroom Live. Listen to some holiday music for a few minutes. We'll be right back. This is Newsroom Live, 8:51 in the evening. I'm Stephanie Bertini, and welcome back. So, not product placement, I'm just having my little coffee break. I think I need a Newsroom Live mug. Brian, you could have that made for me for Christmas, I think, since you're in the holiday spirit already. So, we're talking pets now, adoptable pets in the city, a lot of pets. They need a forever home. And the Best Friends Animal Society working overtime to help get these cats and dogs into homes. Let's take a look.
Well, Best Friends Animal Society works year-round to help pets in need find their forever homes. And with the holiday season now here, they're launching a new effort focused on overlooked senior pets, long waiters, and pets with special needs.
Best Friends teaming up with animal advocate, podcast host, and our friend Jill Rappaport for the new series Home for the Holidays. Jill has also brought along the executive director of Best Friends Animal Society, Marlon Roberts. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you
and
as well.
this beautiful Sterling.
Yes, Superior Sterling. She is a super angel, 6 years young, and just a total sweetheart. Has been sitting in the shelter system for over 200 days. No fault of her own. Look at her.
Yeah.
Just an angel.
She seems very, very well trained. What does Best Friends do during that time to keep the dogs active and happy?
Yeah, we're doing enrichment. We're getting them on a routine. We're actively looking for foster homes, which foster homes is what really helps them ease that decompress and really be able to get more information and find them a loving home. And we're also working with volunteers to get them out for walks and really learn about that animal's personality so we can advocate and get them a really loving home.
You know, it's sad, but the older dogs get, the harder that. All of our dogs are rescues. Yeah. But you find that people have a hard time adopting older dogs and fostering them for whatever reason, because they think the time's going to be shorter or whatever. But they're the ones that need the homes, I won't say the most, because they all do, but they really are in need because people bypass them time and time again, right?
And those are the ones left languishing in the shelters, along with the bully breeds, and she fits 2 of those bills, and the special needs. And I have to tell you, I am such a fan of the seniors. I'm all about the seniors. They would rather chill on the couch than chew the couch. They usually sleep when you sleep. They are usually housebroken. I cannot say enough wonderful things about the seniors. And people should understand that when you do open up your heart and home to a senior, they often thrive and live way past their expectation. I had 2 live till 20 and 21.
Wow.
Holy cow.
And
Wow.
Best Friends, when you do this, Marlon, do you try to make sure that it's right for that family?
We come in, meet the animal. We'll give you all the information that we know about them, and you come in and meet them. Does it work out? Do we think that this would be a good fit for your home over the holidays for a good time frame? And if it's a match, then we make it work out.
Like Sterling, what kind of household would he be good for?
Yes, she.
I'm sorry, I couldn't tell.
She didn't hear you.
Sterling is a really sweet girl. She seems to be a couch potato. When we're in the back, she wants to sit on your lap, play with the toy. I'm sure she would love to romp out in the yard or go for a good walk throughout the week and throughout the day. But overall, I think she'll fit into most homes.
Totally affectionate.
Yeah.
I was doing an interview yesterday, and she literally would not leave my lap and kissing my face. She is just a love bug. And again, 6 years young, but look at the shape she's in.
She's excited because she's in the studio for the first time.
She's excited to meet you.
Exactly.
She says, lights, camera, action.
Exactly. She understands it. She's such a sweetheart. You can tell right now. One of the things that again, big dog lover, all this kind of thing. The one thing you want to caution people, make sure the dog is right for you and your family. Don't just fall in love with the dog because the holidays will be a nice gift, right?
Well, yes, it has to be the right fit.
Yes.
Otherwise, they could end up
because it's a commitment.
Yes, exactly. But that's why Best Friends does such an amazing job, hopefully making the perfect match. And it requires a lot of time. And they really do their due diligence.
And sometimes it may not be a perfect match, but it allows us to get information to be able to find the next good match for them.
How many dogs would you say are in your Best Friends care right now that need a home?
Throughout our organization as a whole, there's hundreds of dogs and cats.
What about in the New York area?
In the New York area, we have over about 50 dogs that are looking for loving homes.
And what about cats?
Cats, probably over 200.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Lots of cats.
Wow.
Yeah.
And when you adopt a dog, is there any kind of fee associated with it?
Throughout the month of December, adoption fees are $10. So you can come down. We're at 307 West Broadway. We're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Come hang out, meet the dogs, meet the cats, take them for a walk, take them out for an adventure, take them home for the holidays, whatever works
Do
out.
people need to make an appointment to come down?
You don't. You come walk right in. Come hang out. Let's be social. It's a good vibe. It's good energy.
It's
and
such a
Sterling will be
place.
right there waiting to say hello.
There we go.
And
Hopefully not for long.
That's right. And with the seniors, you see what the leash says: be bold, go old.
I love it. Jill, how many animals do you have now?
Well, I actually have a small family for me. I have only 4 rescues, but I just adopted a 14-year-old blind deaf Doxy who has changed my life. I call him Dorian Gray. I feel like he's aging backwards. I couldn't love him more than if I got him out of his mother's womb. So, and I can tell you, the seniors, the best.
That's so sweet. All right.
Well, thank you, Sterling.
Give us the information one more time, Marlon.
We're at 307 West Broadway. We're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Come on down. Adoption fees are $10 throughout the month of December.
I like it. Marlon Roberts, Jill Rappaport, always great to see
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thank you,
And thanks for
Sterling.
always bringing attention to this.
And
Everybody that
please
follows
make
you.
Sterling's holiday a happy one. Please adopt this special girl. She needs a home. Oh, maybe not that way.
All right, we're back. So we want to get to a pretty big local story. The NYPD asking the public for help. We have some surveillance images that we want to show you. These images are of 2 people that the NYPD is looking for right now, wanted in connection to a string of robberies, and apparently they're using the mopeds to get away, essentially, and they're targeting victims different ages. I broke this story down for our 5 o'clock news. According to the NYPD, they're targeting victims with necklaces. So that's the commonality in all these crimes. So in most of the incidents, the necklaces are taken off of the victim's neck. There's one, I think, where there was an attempt, but they weren't successful. I think that's the most recent one. But this has been going on over several months. And so police are calling it a crime pattern, giving us these surveillance images, the video, the images, telling us that they're looking for 2 individuals. There you see 2 individuals. They're on a moped. You see them there with the helmets on, and they're wanted in connection to a robbery pattern spanning several boroughs, including Manhattan, Brooklyn, and Queens, if my memory serves me right, but several boroughs overall. The most recent incident, that one was just days ago. It was Sunday, November 29th in Jackson Heights. Police said it happened around 5:30. A 16-year-old male was the victim in this case, and he was asked flower prices, and then he went to show a flower arrangement, and apparently, according to police, a thief attempted to take his necklace, but that was unsuccessful. Now, on the day before Thanksgiving, according to the NYPD, a woman in her 30s was targeted. That was in Brooklyn. Her necklace valued at about $1,600. That's according to police. The man who police say took it got on a nearby parked black moped and fled. Several other similar incidents in November, 2 on November 20th alone, where necklaces were robbed from victims. Overall, the pattern involves at least 8 similar incidents overall. That's according to the NYPD, dating back to October 17th. So that's the info we got. We talked to some people, and here's what they had to say. Oh, we were going to hear from the people, but we're out of time. That's Newsroom Live for tonight. I'm Stephanie Bertini. It's 8:59. Thanks for being with us. Have a great night.
Thanks for watching Fox 5's Newsroom Live. We're now joining Live Now's non-stop stream of live and breaking news.
If you know where the 2 locations were, the RNC and DNC were both very near the capital region. He was in Woodbridge, Virginia, not that far from the DC area. So potential surveillance is obviously possible. I'm certain the FBI and our partners have gone through all